Hello and welcome back to my mapping series. So what we will do today is, if we can, we will actually start on Emilianovo over here. But there's still some odds and ends around Toropino that I want to get, where I want to get the major mapping down. Namely, these positions here, which will be like an additional trench system that is not directly connected to this one. And also these two here where the same will be the case. And I think with this one I might actually make it half destroyed, like the Russians hit it with artillery or something. So after doing these two, we can then move over towards Emilianovo. Anyway, before we do that though, one thing I kind of wanted to do, I wanted to change the low detail texture from grass to snow. I will just use the Motovsky Bay one, which should have grass in the which should have snow in the correct slot. And then it should look a bit better. And did the editor just crash? What the fuck? Huh? Well, that took a while. Okay, so low detail texture. And then it should look a bit more snowy, not that it makes a difference. I might make a completely new one later, or maybe just use this one, we will see. So set low detail texture, Motovsky, low res. And here we go. So as you can see now, from afar it looks more like snow. The problem here is of course that it doesn't work with busy or noisy textures like this, so for this one I would have to use the grass texture later. I think I have to put it into the second slot then. We would see it. For now, I think this looks a bit colder at least. So, yeah. The first trench system will be in this rough area. And see you then. Alright, so I finished this little side trench system here. Looks a bit like one of the machine gun nests here, so this is the entrance. One of the machine gun nests got a direct hit. Also added some vegetation in this area because I was, already doing stuff here. And here it's destroyed. Maybe I will add these wooden trash pieces there later as well. Then here you will have a machine gun nest or bunker. Looking in that direction, which is of course where the Russians will be coming from. So next up, I want to add a similar trench system in this area and probably also add the vegetation here. So there will be a similar one over here because there were two bunkers there apparently in this general area. So yeah, gonna do that next. Okay, so this area also, well, not finished obviously. I'm still in the major object placement phase, but yeah, another forward trench system here with some nice vegetation in front of it and some nice fields of fire. These will all be, of course, in the end bunkers, hopefully. And that's where the Russians will be coming from, over this hill. Yeah. So, next up. So, done. Now there seems to have been a forward position on the hill itself. And to be honest, since it looks a bit empty there, I might actually add that. I don't think the German defenders will be able to actually occupy it, but it could be used as like a forward position for the Russians almost. If I look at it, it would have been, according to this road or path, it would have been probably in this position in front of this line of vegetation here. So yeah, kind of a reverse slope. I'm gonna make it like a little listening post, so not an actual big trench system or connected to it, but yeah, on this slope here. Need to be a bit careful that it doesn't become too powerful and look into the Russian main base, which will be in this direction somewhere. But yeah, so that's the next one. Alright, so finished that little forward outpost as well. Let's take a last look at it. So first we have this one here, which I already showed. And then in the end, I need to fix the texture. I will do that later. And then up there's a forward position. And I'm already also placing a bunch of vegetation here in the areas that were automatically, where erosion was automatically generated. I find that kind of stuff helpful to get a kind of natural look to things, because otherwise if you place it only by hand without these kind of guidelines, sometimes it can look a bit too man-made, which is fine for For example, if you place vegetation around French fields, stuff like that, for a more natural look, like in a wild Russian area like here, it's good to have some automatically generated guidelines. Anyway, so it is 15 minutes to 12, so I will do a pause now. I will make myself some lunch, go for a walk, because it's unhealthy to sit in front of the computer for so long. And then I will come back and start on Emilianovo here, probably in the same video. And after a short pause, I am back. Alright, so we will start on Emilianovo. Sorry, I had something in my throat. So as before, a trench system will be kind of integrated into that destroyed village. Because of that, I'm going to start with the trenches again, and there's two things here. One sec. So let's consult our map for Emilianovo. So there's one machine gun position, a German one, here, at the, where the little side road of the village went off the main road. And then there's another one on the other side, and there's a symbol here as well, where I'm not 100% sure, but that might actually be some kind of shelter maybe. So because of that, I will make one trench system here, behind the road, then one in front of the road, which will have a machine gun nest here, then trenches running through the gardens outside of the village, where there's two machine gun nests here, these two. And that will be the defensive position here. One special thing, obviously this is off map, and I will place most of that, just in terms of having chimneys and stuff and little mounds outside of the playable area, so it looks like something is there. Anyway, I plan to do something special with the position here. There's many reports of the Germans using the basement or basements of Russian houses and fortifying them into their own positions, and I want to do that here to kind of have a centerpiece where also the flag zone will be. So there will be a big kind of more complex position here, because it's kind of also like a linchpin with a nice field of fire. First I will start with these two positions here, so a shelter and this machine gun nest and the trenches between them, and then add the buildings. So yeah, that's the plan. So, finished with that. Just a real quick trench system here, and next up what I will do is place the gardens around it. Oh yeah, I still need to close this up with like maybe I will use a log this time just to mix it up a bit. Now this area is actually really annoying because it's on the slope and the trench skirts really don't fit for that, but I think I got it in there quite nicely. So yeah, put a log in there. And other than that, I think pretty nice. So these will be two crew bunkers. I made two instead of just one. And I want to have spawn points in here as well. So in the final product, hopefully this will be enclosed to a degree. And then you can spawn in here, run through and run towards the position there, or jump outside. Actually, we will need to add trench ladders later, but that's a detail thing. Don't do that yet. But you will be able to get into the machine gun nest from here, and in the final product also be able to get out and then run into the flag zone, which will be in this area. So yeah, next up, let's see. Yeah, so this is just outside of the village proper. So there will be a row of houses here. Now, if we look at the big map, seems to me that there's actually there's one gap here, but there's actually a pretty significant row of houses here that we will build. Obviously all destroyed, but still. Anyway, gonna speed that up again, of course. And I am kind of running out of steam, so I'm gonna quit mapping for today. But this is the area we've done this time. So, let's get into camera. Soldier. So, first this little kind of outlying hamlet here. And I also placed this slit trench behind here, which I want to use as a spawning area as well. And I'm also kind of thinking, but I will do that once we do the rough gameplay setup, but this to me here is a nice position for a puck. Because you have to imagine that's where the rest of the village is. You have a nice field of view here for Russian tanks advancing on the village. You can shoot them in the flank. So like a 5 centimeter puck here, I think could be pretty cool. Maybe with some kind of improvised cover made from the rest of that house or something like that. We would see. So yeah, I'm keeping that at the back of my head. But for the rough kind of blocking out phase, that's enough. And then over here we have an open area with a little bit of battle damage, and then here another hamlet where our trench system is running through with a machine gun nest here. Probably what I'm gonna do is next time when I start on the next kind of compound or parcel here, I will place another building on the destroyed building on the other side, so the trench is running right between the two buildings. I think that could be pretty cool. Yep, and another thing that I did, because it luckily just kind of lined up, is up here. The trench is actually running across, as you can see here. So I think that's a neat little detail, like, because the trenches are integrated into this, into these Russian villages, and I think that makes it, I think it's a cool idea, it's gonna be nice. One thing I'm also thinking about, and maybe I will do that off camera at some point because it's pretty boring, but I will probably paint the pink detail texture, you know, the one with the grass sticking through under these kind of vegetation areas that I placed in the villages as well, just so we have the fitting undergrowth later, without, you know, doing additional work. Well, here, I mean, here probably not, but in some of the other cases I will do it, I think. Or maybe here, no, I think that's where the puck gun belongs. So, yeah, next up, what we will do, we will ignore that side of the village for now, and carry on over here. And just keep building this area here, and after that we will move to this here, and this is where the big central German position will be, that is built from like a Russian basement type place, so that's gonna be pretty cool. I think we're gonna do that next time as well, unless this takes too long. But anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching and have a nice day.